What's up, everybody? Day two of the NFL draft is in the books. And once again, before I get into what happened today, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who showed up for my stream today. We had fun. We were talking every pick through. We were talking about players. We were talking about needs. We were talking about wants. We had a great time. I think we actually had more people in this stream at its peak than the day one draft. I think we got up to about 33 or 34 people at one point. We had a consistent stream of comments in there pretty much throughout. So I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up today. We had a lot of fun playing video games and watching the NFL draft. The day two just wrapped up maybe 5-10 minutes ago. My stream just went off, so I'm gonna shoot this video talking about what we did today, and then I'm going to probably jump on Persona 5, so you can come watch that stream if you want to. But if you just want me to encapsulate how I feel about today, I feel pretty good. That was a pretty good selection of picks we made today. That was a pretty good set of moves that we made. I think that both of our trades we won. I was looking at some trade value charts, and it seems like we, by a fairly narrow margin, but still, we won both those trades in terms of the value we got versus the value we gave up. And I am mostly pretty happy with the picks that we made. So, first of all, let's wrap this back to what happened yesterday and my thoughts on yesterday's pick, because obviously I did not like what we did yesterday at all. Jordan Brooks, to me, is an F minus pick, especially now that it seems like we're going to keep KJ Wright. I would have upgraded the pick to maybe like a D if I thought KJ Wright was going to be Gonzo, Dunzo, Bunzo, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So to me, that pick is still a disaster. And there are many reasons why I think that. But if I had to give one supreme reason why I don't like that pick, why I don't like us taking Jordan Brooks in the first round, and if anybody wants to try to debate this point with me, you can try, but I don't think you can. I don't think anybody can argue this. Jordan Brooks does not make the Seahawks better in 2020. You can argue he will make us better in 2021 or 2022. You might be wrong, but you can very reasonably argue that, and I could even agree with you. But I don't see any way Jordan Brooks makes us better in 2020. Because if he replaces KJ Wright, even then, okay, great for the long term, but is Jordan Brooks as a rookie going to play better than KJ Wright did last year? Probably not. If he's replacing Michael Kendricks, okay, does that mean we're going to be putting a third linebacker on the field 80% of the time again and suffering all the consequences of that? That doesn't make us better. Is Jordan Brooks going to be sitting on the bench until somebody gets hurt, or if Cody Barton messes up? Okay, then he's really not going to make us better, because plan A is that he doesn't play very much as a rookie. So that was my problem. I think if I was to sum up very quickly my problem with taking Jordan Brooks, it would be he doesn't make us better in 2020. And that's a big deal when you have a franchise quarterback and you're trying to win now. This team is not rebuilding. This team is not loading up for a run in a year or two. This team should be trying to win right now while we have this franchise quarterback in his prime. So that was kind of my big problem with the Jordan Brooks pick. But today we made two picks that I think make us better in 2020. And there's no guarantee of that, obviously, but I can see both guys we selected making us a better team in 2020. And that's what I wanted to see, guys. That's what gets me excited. Okay, to go through it, number one, we took edge rusher Darrell Taylor from Tennessee. So there are some things I like about this. He seems like he's a speedy edge rusher, so that's what we need. Seems like a dude who can very reasonably be expected to pick up some pretty good sack totals, even as a rookie. You know, obviously, when you're talking about a rookie defensive end, you'd be pretty happy with something like 6 or 7 sacks. So we're not going to expect him to have 14 or something, but it seems like he can get after the quarterback even as a rookie. There's just a lot of things I liked about in terms of watching him play. Very similar to Terrell Lewis, who was another guy I was interested in who fell pretty far in this draft. Um, Now, I have a couple concerns. The first is, did we need to trade up to get him? And the answer is, I don't know. But I think that there is a possibility that a couple of the teams that picked right after us at number 48 were actually going to take him, because my first instinct was, why did we need to trade up to get Darrell Taylor? He's like the 90th, he's like in the 90s on most big boards. Couldn't we have gotten him at 59? Couldn't we have gotten him at 64? But maybe that's not the case. Maybe we knew something. So the answer is, I don't know. Maybe we could have gotten him at 59, but maybe Pittsburgh was going to take him. Maybe the Bears were going to take him. Maybe blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I can live with that. My main concern is his age. He's going to turn 24. He's going to be almost 24 by the time the season starts, I think. So he's an older guy. It's possible that his production at the college level, which is pretty impressive, it relates heavily to the fact that he had an age and experience advantage over a lot of his opponents. So there are some concerns, but on the whole, I like this pick. I think he's a good player, and I think he fills a need, and he will contribute as a rookie. So if you're looking at the roster in its current state, you've got Bruce Irvin, you got Mayowa, Rasheem Green, and now you've got this guy. And those, to me, are probably going to be our top 4 defensive ends with the roster in its current state. If Everson Griffin ever gets signed, then you add him to the list. And if you want to, you can throw in a guy like a Brandon Jackson. And it seems like we got a little something cooking at defensive end. So I think this pick is probably about a B+. I have a couple questions, but on the whole, I'm pretty happy with this. This is a pick that should make us better in 2020. Darrell Taylor will almost certainly get snaps. I don't know if he's going to start or not, but he is going to play snaps, and he's better than Brandon Jackson. He's better than an undrafted rookie free agent. He's better than some scrap heap veteran that we could sign in a couple months. So that was the result of a trade up. We traded up 11 spots with the Jets, and I think the value we got out of that trade was pretty solid. And then we traded down 5 spots with, I think, the Panthers, and we got pretty decent value out of that trade as well. I think we probably won that trade by a very small margin. And at number 69, we took guard Damien Lewis out of LSU, and we now have about 30 guards on this team. So number one, we're going to have to clear some of the chaff. You know what word I'm trying to use. Guys like Chance Warmack are probably not long for this team. Mike Upati, I mean, I know we just signed him, but I don't know if he's going to last into the season. Guys like Justin Britt, I know he's a center, but you got to figure his time is about up. A lot of guards on this team, Posick, Fluker, everybody could be gone. Everybody has the potential to be cut, and we're going to have some serious competition on the interior, which is nice. And Damien Lewis strikes me as a great run blocker. He's somebody who did not give up a lot of sacks in college. And to me, this pick is going to be great for our running game, which we still like that, run the ball up the middle, run the ball up the gut, pound it kind of rushing attack, which Damien Lewis seems to slot right into. And it seems like he's a capable pass blocker as well. So it seems like we got a good player. I'm not super excited about this pick because he is a guard, and at the end of the day, you're not going to be jumping up and down in your seat about most guard picks, but we did seem to get a pretty good player. He fits in. I think this pick is fine. I would give it a B, maybe a B-, but somewhere in there, I'm pretty satisfied with it. So today for me was about a B, maybe a B+, somewhere in there. I think we did good today. We did not do good enough to make up for what we did yesterday, but this was a step in the right direction. Both of these guys played at big-time colleges in the NCAA. They played Tennessee and LSU. So they played premier competition, and they excelled. So there's no fear of Jordan Brooks playing at Texas Tech, which, Texas Tech doesn't really play defense. So that's a little bit of a red flag for me. You don't have that red flag with guys like Darrell Taylor and Damien Lewis. So I like these two guys. And Damien Lewis, like I said about Taylor, Lewis is going to have a very good chance to start as a rookie, and if not start, he might play a lot as a rookie, because you better believe that Mike Upati is going to have a run for his money when it comes to trying to win the starting job over a guy like Lewis. And even if Upati wins the starting job, Damien Lewis is going to probably fill in for him at some point, because we all know Upati's an injury risk. So I like that. Now, the one thing that has to be mentioned with these two picks, and I'm going to go through that real quick, is that when we took Darrell Taylor, AJ Epinenza was still on the board, and when we took Damian Lewis, Josh Jones was still on the board. What I have to say about that is we passed up both of those guys twice. We had a chance to take both those guys in the first, and we didn't. We had a chance to take both those guys late in the second and didn't. I guess we just don't like either of those guys. And I can't say anything bad about that. I can't get mad at the team about that, guys. I can't, if they think those players don't match their style, then I got to go with it. I mean, the Seahawks had every opportunity to take Epinenza at number 48, or maybe even a little lower than that, and they decided, no, we want another defensive end. We want another guy who plays the same position. We think he's better. We think he fits our scheme more appropriately. So I'm not mad about taking Taylor over Epinenza. The team sees something that I don't, and in this instance, I'm willing to accept that. Same with Damian Lewis. And the second thing is, the whole dang league passed up on Epinenza and Josh Jones over and over and over again. So something is up with those guys, clearly. I thought both those guys would probably be early second round picks at the lowest. The fact that they fell as far as they did, that tells me something is going on with those two guys. I mean, Josh Jones was available in the third round at our 69 pick. So clearly there's something going on with those two guys where either they're injured, they don't project well to the NFL, or there's just some sort of red flag that I, as just a fan, somebody sitting at home, am unaware of. And I always say, don't trust this team blindly. Don't assume that everything they do is right. But in cases like this, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. All right. Pretty good day. Not the best, but I'm pretty satisfied. I think that this draft is still probably, on the whole, well below average. You might even call it a bad draft so far, but we got one more day to turn it around. Today was a step in the right direction. All right. Same schedule tomorrow. 8:45, I will go live. We're going to watch the entire day 3 of the draft. Go Hawks. Let's nail these last 4 picks.